Amy asks a question that is always devastating to be asked, which is top 5 films. No, like
just generally.
No, like cutting down on that. Just top 5 films. I am just gonna name films I love. I don't have the time to be doing a top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite film of all time right now is 12 Angry Men. Just absolutely adore that movie, top to bottom.
That's a great movie. That's a really good
movie. We watched it recently. It's just so good. Like, not the remake, to be clear, not the remake, the one from the fucking 50s that's in black and white. Perfect film.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have a top 5, but I do have films that like stood out to me as very significant in my life. And so Castaway was a film that meant a huge amount to me as a young person, in particular kind of puberty age, that I would love to do on the podcast at some point. It just makes me weep. Similarly, Hedwig, like, again, I would put that on the same kind of pedestal as like films that meant a lot to me. Weird choice, but The Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage.
With Nick Cage? Fuck, I loved that movie.
In the kind of like week before I came out to myself, and like I watched it like late at night, and it like really burrowed into my heart and like screwed with my brain. So I would that's just kind of because of the time of life. It's not really the film; it's the time of life at which I encounter it. Those 3 I would really say. I'm trying to think about another 2.
Late era Nick Cage is slept on quite a lot, I think.
That's 100%
There's like
true.
golden era Nicolas Cage, which we all know is like Con Air, things like this. But like Color Out of Space, Pig, I think The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent as well. These are all like movies that I genuinely love.
Adaptation?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Mandy. These are both on my list of things I need to check out.
I would say for 5 films, The Duke of Burgundy, The Bitter Tears of Petra von Kant, The Handmaiden takes me up to 3, Breathless, and fucking Showgirls.
Nice.
If you push me to 5, that's what I come up with, like, off the dome. I could do 50 quite happily. And I think probably for my own edification, after we finish the recording, I'll just sit here with the microphone off and I will just name 50 movies that I think are my favorite to an empty room and just be quite fulfilled.
All right, here's 2 that have passed my brain. The Fall, I really enjoyed. 2006, Tarsem Singh, perfect movie, beautiful to look at. Mad Max Fury Road, genuinely just like fantastic.
Great.
One of those movies that I could put on at any point in my day and I would just sit down and watch the entire thing. Just a perfect film.
It's not really a film, but it's a specific actor's performance in one film. So The Power of the Dog, which was a Western, kind of low budget Western, which we'll have to watch at some point. Which the film itself is like pretty good. And oh god, we'll have to do Django in that case. So yeah, but Kirsten Dunst's performance in that is so fucking good, and I'm like, oh my, this is an actor who's getting better. Her casting is changing, and she's like really leaning into it in a major way. She's brilliant in that film, and I was like, yes.
So Jane Campion, right? Do you ever see Top of the Lake, her TV series with Elizabeth Moss? Really good, really good. What I would describe as a stab along with The Fall brackets TV at like feminist deconstruction of like cop show, of like crime show, of like true crime. It's really good.
I guess another, it's not a film, but like another performance that I really like that means a lot to me is Carrie-Anne Moss in Jessica Jones season 1 is so fucking good.
I could see that.
The acting in that is fucking phenomenal. She's brilliant. She's also lovely.
I'm also gonna highlight something that I've only recently started watching and I just adore all of, is the entire filmography of Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson. Just fucking spot on. Spring, fantastic. Resolution, perfect. Watch Resolution first. Something in the Dirt, perfect. The Endless, perfect. Synchronic, perfect. Like just banger after banger. Absolutely love everything they've put out.
Just reminded me, speaking of westerns, of my favorite western. I see you're gonna struggle to shut me up about this for the rest of the episode. I'm gonna keep naming movies I like. But when we do western season, the first thing that I want to do, my favorite western, Tombstone, because boy howdy, Val Kilmer looking sick as fuck as Doc Holliday. It's a great movie. I cannot evangelize about this. If you want a movie to watch tonight, like if you're just like, Alice, I want to like fill my evening. I want to spend like 2 hours. I want to have a good time. Tombstone. Watch it. You certainly will not regret watching Tombstone.
We should do Western Season, and we should do the first episode of Django. And even though it's only an hour long and it's TV, I can fill the time by like telling you stories from the set. Like,
I would absolutely love that. Genuinely, with all of my heart, I would love that. Even if we don't record,
seen it.
It just sounds fun.
I haven't seen it yet.
I like Gangster, the Cop, the Devil is one I watched recently, which I really enjoy because it's got my favorite huge guy in it, who I'm going to remember the name of in just a second. I believe it's Ma Dong-suk. He's in Train to Busan. He's like the big guy in that. He's the big guy in this. He plays a gangster who works with a cop to find a serial killer, and it's perfect. It's a great movie.
I'll tell you what else is really kind of a rogue choice, and one that's a little bit slept on. A film I really enjoyed was the Anna Karenina film with Keira Knightley. Because it's made in a really interesting way, which we may have to watch it. It's like filmed like a play, like you're watching a stage show. It's a very strange and esoteric style of filmmaking that I think really captures what I love about Russian literature. I'm like quite a capital R romantic person, prone to a lot of like big feelings and like big emotions. I'm definitely in a kind of sensual and sentimental phase of life right now. And I think that really just captures what I love about Russian literature is this feel of like everything's like 12 out of 10, a million out of 10, 1,000. Like everything's just like so big, and like the passion and the clashing and I love it.
Oh, fuck. You know what else I forgot to do? I forgot to mention any Paolo Sorrentino movies. So I'm going to have us watch The Consequences of Love at some point because I really enjoyed that movie. But I saw end of last year, I saw The Hand of God. And it's a great movie. It's just a really like sweet sort of personal movie. It reminds me a lot of Almodovar, but like Italian. And just like it's so fucking textural. You know, you can fucking feel shit coming off it. It's great. And it also has a lot of Italian women with like interesting noses getting their tits out. So like, of course, I love it.
You don't smell anything like Italian food.
Where do I get the surgery to get the like Italian nose? Tell me, please. Having like more added, you know.
I've got one more film that I watched, totally random choice, found it on Netflix, and it's incredible. It's called To the Bone, and we may have to watch it on the podcast at some point. It has nothing to say about masculinity. It's about a woman who has like a very severe eating disorder, and it's like fucking amazing. It's starring I forget her name, but she plays Emily in Paris, and you're like, oh god, she's gonna like Collins. Silly like, you know, comedy film. No, she gives this fucking amazing performance. Like, if you haven't seen that, listeners, go see it. Make sure you're in the right headplace, and like major fucking content warning. But like,